But now let's jump on into this though and just show you guys exactly what is happening. We actually have a pretty much update as well. Let's very quickly do a couple of things. I've got a shout out to make as well. Let's quickly just go through the bracket and give you guys updates. So souL Couguar at the top side quarterfinal. This is best of 5 now. Blythe vs Guru as the second quarterfinal. Raynor is waiting for Creedor Demaga. And Arcta plays Hellraiser to complete our lineup of quarterfinal matchups. And again, we will be getting in towards that Blythe Guru game as our second screen to be able to show you guys the games from there. And to go along the way. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Alright, then just before we jump into the action, Dolphin coming in with the Cheer 1000. How you doing, Dolphin? Thank you very much for the Cheer 1000. Thank you so much coming in at the start of that ad break or so. Let's see some Woody Hearts in the chat, please. Dolphin. Thank you for the support. Appreciate it. We're slowly chipping our way through Rifkin, WardiTV, the bit boss. We'll kill him today, I'm sure of it. We'll get rid of that pesky little dude. Alright, and with that said, we can actually focus up and bring you guys into the action here for game number 1 of this best of 5. To the bottom right hand side, our blue Terran player from OSC Elite is souL. We saw him just about able to take down Strange before, so let's see if he can continue to do the same against another Protoss opponent. As to the top left hand side, our orange Protoss player is Couguar. You actually had a pretty good result against Thermal recently in the Light Heroes November monthly finals. He actually had a pretty good run in that event, so yeah, cool to see him here against souL. Let's see if he can make something happen. He had some really cool games where he was actually going like Blink DT and Blink Stalker base trade sort of stuff. It was really crazy, so I'm intrigued to see how he plays this out as we kick off on Abyssal Reefer map number 1. What's up, the Boot 100 as well, coming in for the 3-month resub. What's up, bro? Thank you so much for the 3 months of love and for resubscribing once more. Welcome to the channel for the next month. Thanks for staying part of the family. See some love in the chat, please, guys. Thank you very much as we kick off then into this game and wait to see what is going to be happening. Twilight Council currently just dropping down over here for Couguar. And, yeah, just a very standard opening. The fast Twilight Council going into Blink, etc. We'll see if he maybe changes it up by throwing down Dark Shrine, but no, for now, it is just the Blink upgrade that's starting to come on up. Meanwhile, a tank on the way already from souL. Kind of a defensive opening, but maybe can turn it into something aggressive here. Medevac on the way. We'll see what he wants to do with this over the next couple of moments. See how he's going to approach it. What's up, Stevens83 in the chat as well? How you doing? Today's going to be an interesting day, by the way, guys, because I feel like in 3 or 4 hours we're going to start dropping subs, because it was about a month ago that we started to have a huge kind of influx of subscribers, and sub gifting was kind of the first time we kind of streamed with sub gifting enabled. So I think today's going to be an interesting day. I've been waiting for this day to come for a while, and I'm 95% sure today is that day, and that we're going to start dropping subs like flies very soon. But yeah, it's so crazy because we've had so much support this month that even if we drop a bunch of subs, we're still going to be above our target that we want to sit around and stick around. So that's pretty freaking awesome, in all honesty. Well, here we go. The siege tank and marines going to start unloading over here, and we are going to see this going to be this sort of position being abused, basically. Marines unloading, and shield battery isn't ready to help. A couple of probes out. He's just going to be seeing the tank helps a lot, just kind of holding this position. Stalker's warping in. It was a little bit of a wall-off being set up here from Couguar. We've been seeing this a lot from Protoss players lately to help against Hellion-based openings. Works or gates, by the way. There's going to be a lot of pressure with the kind of Blink Stalker follow-up. Problem is right now the Stalkers do not want to commit too far forwards because that siege tank will cause issues for them. And I wonder how he does this, because he is losing a lot of mining time on this natural. You can see 13 workers over saturation in the main. Means that he really is missing that basically on his entirety of his natural kind of support here. We are going to see these Stalkers blink on top of this tank on the low ground. Well, meanwhile, a shield battery is starting to take some damage over here. Stalkers will start to push back the medevac, will blink for it, and they will kind of start zoning this out actually nicely. So that's very well zoned. And maybe now with the Blink Stalkers up in 5 gateways, maybe the counterattack potential is there. This bunker will just salvage. There's not really much more you're going to do with it if the tank etc. has been shut down. Warp Prism on the way up. I think you definitely go across the map and at least try. Especially if there's only 1 or 2 tanks up, you can definitely, with Blink, move around, jump in the main, jump on top of a tank. There isn't a lot right now here from souL across the map, so we'll see just what he tries to get done. Meanwhile, he's he didn't sit home before souL. He's starting to get that +1 upgrade. He's going into extra barracks. Lands the Viking. I mean, finding the correct kind of spread with the tanks is important. The natural is pretty safe here, like a bunker and a tank. It's difficult to see that going down. Where did the second tank siege up, though? Obviously, one of the big things is obviously the potential to maybe just blink up in the main. So medevac over here that Couguar, I guess, just doesn't quite see. Oh, he does see it, but he wasn't paying attention. That would have been a nice pickoff, although that said, even if it just sits over to the side still, it's not so bad. Well, that's not pretty. That's really not how this is meant to be going as he blinks over towards the side here. Well, that tank is out of position, so now he is going to be able to get some SCV kills. Tank on C just to relocate slightly, and oh, he's going to blink away. He lost a lot of stalkers, though. That initial move command was quite the mistake from him. And that really does hurt him here. And that's in those first few moments. Well, stalkers are going to come up to this high ground, and a few more just kind of gathering up towards the lower right. A couple more stalkers on the far right as well. Dark Shrine is going to be finishing here from Couguar 2, and just going to be seeing these workers all just gathering up together. Stimpack, combat shield, and +1 attack on the way. souL gets set up himself, and again those stalkers are going to get ready to jump up in towards this main base, try and do some damage. This is what they weren't able to do before, because they actually missed the high ground vision. They pull away from the tank fire, although those 2 tanks together do a lot. He's very committed here with how far in he's going. Might be time to start finding a way to lift up, blink out, and he does get out without losing too much more. Although the Vikings drop, souL is loving putting Vikings into medevacs today. It's obviously not something you usually see, but it's doing quite a bit here. It's going to be a dead observer as well. Couguar just getting bullied around, trying to take like a hidden third nexus towards the upper right hand side. So taking a hidden third nexus to the upper right side, throwing the Temple Archives here, and also to the bottom left. I mean, just trying to set up to maybe try and create some sort of a base trade scenario. He just doesn't really have the units he needs, though, as we see souL starting to go across the map. And Couguar is almost definitely going to be just looking for some sort of a base trade here. This observer is just not going to be protected, as units will turn around. souL is not going to be, he's not going to say, okay, let's base trade. Although that's a good force field. And he's actually going to keep these units down away on the low ground, because it's up to sentries before they can be targeted. And the thing is, those tanks are just doing damage from a distance. Stalkers blink up here, and well, I mean, again, it's good damage, just keeping Couguar in the game, right? He's going to warp in some more stalkers now. The sentries are going to go down, though, and without the sentries, obviously you don't have the force fields to keep these units out. Stim being kept alive as well here with the repairs, and we are going to be seeing those stalkers should be blinking away in just a moment. Not really wanting to stick around here. Maybe he goes for the third CC kill and then gets out, and he does get that cancel. So, hey, he does something to keep souL pinned back again. He definitely can't take a straight-up fight. But if you don't need to take up a straight up fight, then it doesn't matter if you can't, right? It's a kind of a cool little piece of logic. It's kind of a cool way that this can be kind of interesting. Interesting little circumstance. And Couguar, again, with the way I saw him playing against UFM the other week, he does set up to base trade and to get himself into crazy scenarios. A lot of the time, he will play the advantages that are outside of, hey, I can take a fight that will win me this game. Well, souL maybe now just get a chance to get across the map. He's already dropping up here into the natural expansion. Single DT is walked in, so scans will be important. The issue is, again, there's just not enough stalkers across the map to initiate the base trade. A lot of the time you would like to kind of push in with stalkers to shut down the orbitals and hence shut down the number of scans available. Obviously makes that DT play a lot more powerful. Right now stalkers are going down very quickly here. They've linked over to the side as, well, now we're going to be seeing the rest of the bio arriving. And those stalkers are kind of stuck in a bit of a tough place. Tanks are going to siege up as well. I guess the stalkers blink to the low ground where, well, I mean, they're going to get away, but for how long? Back at home, souL has no issues at all at the moment either. Gateways are getting picked away at, they're starting to fall apart, and obviously souL will just keep on marching up in towards the main base, where a lot more can be picked away at. I mean, extra gateways. Right now, I mean, DTs aren't even out on the map. And this Nexus is going down again. There's some stalkers over here, so again, maybe that base trade, but only 8 stalkers. Really is nowhere near enough to make this work out right now. Another gate, another robo dropping. Pylon drops. Simulators go down. This Dark Shrine again is also going to be picked off in the next couple of moments. Marines stepping in. They will pick off this pylon as well. Just going to be seeing the Dark Shrine gets picked off here. The Cyber Core also taken down. Nicely done here by souL. As you're going to see a few siege chunks just on sieging and seeing what else is going to happen. A couple of storms over here going to be kind of the saving grace, or try to be the saving grace, but obviously it's still not going to be enough. Couguar is very much so dead in this game. Very, I mean, again, you can sort of see him setting up to maybe base trade and with bases around the map, etc. But obviously, souL was a bit too good, and he responded pretty well. He pulled back on time. He didn't let Couguar create those kind of crazy scenarios. He didn't let his kind of bases get shut down, etc. And that all goes a long way. We're going to see a recall over here, but already a lot going down. What does he even have to recall? 2 Stalkers? Yeah, I don't think that's quite going to be enough, actually. Orphism takes a shot from a Widow Mine. It doesn't quite die, but it goes very low. That's the GG. souL does pick up game number 1 of this best of 5. Again, we'll bring you more from that game as it happens. For now, though, let's jump into game number 2, once again, of souL versus Couguar. This best of 5 continuing, and to the top left-hand side, the Blue Terran from the OSC Elite is souL. To the bottom right-hand side of the map, our Orange Protoss player from the 3D clan is Couguar. Game 2 of this best of 5, and it's going to be the proxied barracks from souL. Actually, just going to be proxied marines here. So let's see if this is going to be a good way for him, good enough way for him to open up in this. Let's see if he's going to be able to get some magic happening. If the proxy racks pick up a quick game 2 victory or so in this one. There we go. Second rack starts to build. Just the 2 SCVs. He could build a third racks as well with this SCV. We'll see if he starts up gas, because actually starting double gas now could lead him into a factory at home. And that's something he definitely could utilize in terms of, well, just in terms of creating opportunities, etc. In terms of getting something done here. So, you see barracks coming on up. They're going to be finishing soon. We'll see if he does indeed build that third racks. I mean, 1 gas starts. It's not a lot of gas. I guess he wants to save some money for a bunker as well. Will generally be something he'll focus on. He also does start the orbital, so he's not completely all in with what he's committing into. It is kind of an important thing to take note of. As I do see this SCV going to move in towards the natural expansion. We'll see the Nexus is starting to build. I'm just going to see that power dropping down as well. Bunker starts to come on up, and so far Couguar didn't even probe scout, so he doesn't have a single clue that this is happening, actually. And so already this is looking as though it's probably going to be a kill on this Nexus. You know, no Zealot started up, he now starts to Chrono Boost out in Adept, and now he does see the bunker coming up in the main base. And so this Adept will come out and try and shut that down, but the SCV should pull away, and already 3 Marines here. It's getting to that point where he can already kind of fight against this Adept. He'll come up as the Adept tries to target down the SCV, the Marines will push it away. So the SCV will continue to build this bunker. Now probes pulling in already. souL getting a second worker kill of the game. Now a third worker kill. Nelly, no, not quite. But he targets this Adept down low. And that Adept is going to get very low. And the Adept again has to make some decisions. Does it target an SCV? Does it target Marines? And right now he does get the SCV building the bunker here. Actually, souL is losing a lot of work. A lot of his Marines. And now he maybe doesn't have enough to necessarily do too much more on this natural. There's the cancel. So Couguar will just save himself the 300 minerals. Can use that elsewhere. You know, invest into extra gateways already. There's a few different options of what this could be. 3 Marines working their way through that pile on. Another Marine coming across. I like this though. Adept shading by. Factory building at home, but will not be ready for quite some time. So that definitely will hurt a little bit here as Marines will push up this round. Well, nothing actually at home now because the Marines went, because the Adept went across the map. Shield battery has to cancel. There's a new Adept, but it will not last forever as he tries to surround it here with these Marines. He will still step away and get the kill. But again, the Marine count keeps on dropping quite quickly every now and then. Adepts, if they're trying to shade up here, well, it is a full wall-off, and eventually a Cyclone will come out to defend this. At the same time, Couguar is still just losing probes across the map here. Another new Adept will be finishing shortly, but will it be enough? Again, 2 extra gates will go a long way. This Wolf Gate coming up as well will obviously help out a whole bunch in terms of just faster reproduction and so on. And that will be kind of interesting. So we are going to be seeing these Marines really going to town on these workers. 11 probes left against 22 SCVs at the moment. Meanwhile, guys, just catching the tail end of the fight, but Bly did just close out there in that other matchup that we took. A quick moment to look at just before. So Bly does go 1-0 up over in that best of 5 against Guru. Marines get cleaned up in the main, but still 2 more over here. These Adepts have actually broken down the depot. Wow, they actually got that kill. That's insane. I mean, that should have been repaired. They commit into the mineral line, though, and the Cyclone will chase. I mean, it won't be able to chase super effectively, but it should be able to stop the majority of SCVs from being targeted. And this Adept shouldn't be able to get out of here, as we'll see a CC building on the low ground as well. So CC starts to come up as this Adept is going to chase an SCV, but 3 shots to kill it. It'll go down, but both Adepts die off. And still, this bunker on the low ground, 13 supply Couguar, is not going to have a great time here in terms of continuing on through this. He's not going to have a great time at all. Marines will try and continue forwards. Try and push back. I mean, there's just enough Marines here to fight this. I mean, I guess there is a warp prison coming up. There's 2 gates, so there is the possibility of warping in a couple more stalkers and maybe kiting for a long time, but it's just going to be GG. souL will call it. souL will take it. Alright, let's do this, guys. It is game 3 of souL vs Couguar, our out of 8 matchup here today. And the GG of the year 2017. To the top left hand side, our blue Terran player from OSC Elite is souL. And to the bottom right hand side, our orange Protoss player is Couguar. Just going to give you a full update on the bracket as we're in the early stages of this game. We do have souL vs Couguar right now. souL leading 2-0. He's going to be playing the winner of Bly Guru. Bly currently 1-0 up in that best of 5 as well. Reno Damaga has started as well. That is a ZVZ best of 5 on the south side of the bracket. And it's kind of nice for 2 ZVZs of separate size. Sort of means that we will not have a Zerg versus Zerg to cast fully until the finals. If both Zergs advance to the finals, of course. Octa versus Hellraiser completes the quarterfinal matchup. And again, after this, we're going to have a best of 5 semi, best of 5 semi number 2, best of 5 third place matchup, and then best of 7 finals. Now that said, we do have WardiTV Invitational number 2 to cast in 4 hours time, but that is in 4 hours. So if we're still casting this in 4 hours, we're going to sort of judge what's going on. But hopefully we can bring you guys the majority, if not the entirety, of this competition here today. If we do have to change, it's literally only going to be because we have other StarCraft 2 to cast that has to take priority, unfortunately. It's busy times for us, by the way. I mean, we're going to be streaming so much over the next couple of weeks still. So much going on, so much to keep on watching out for as well, by the way. I guess tomorrow is worth talking about just as this game gets set up fairly standard. We'll keep an eye on this probe, though, with expansions from both from now. But tomorrow is going to be our WardiTV New Year Cup in... it's going to be the WardiTV New Year's Cup in association with Battlefy. Very excited for that, and one of the big things is that Battlefy really just wants to see a whole bunch of you guys signing up. So if you guys can go sign up, then do go for that. Exclamation mark Battlefy in the chat is the link for our New Year's Cup. And that's tomorrow from 1 PM CET. That's going to be our broadcast tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm also going to be broadcasting an hour-long stream of a mobile game, which is going to be a sponsored stream. It's a game called Lords Mobile, which I play... actually, I play quite regularly. I started playing it because of the sponsored deal, and since then I've started to play it actually even beyond the point where I had to get to do the sponsorship, right? And yeah, we're going to be doing a stream of that for an hour tomorrow. So I'll see you guys for that tomorrow. That'll be after the New Year's Cup. New Year's Day, I'm sure we'll find something to do. Well, I guess we should talk about these Reapers, because this is kind of crazy. Double Adept early, and another one coming across too. So a lot of Adepts, and souL is going to have to pull up to the high ground here, but he is going to survive. I didn't really think this was going to get this crazy. Okay, well, Marines will continue to come on out. I mean, a few more Marines, he should be fine here. I mean, obviously SCVs might go down or so, but he loses one more. As he pushes down, he will push those Adepts away, and that was kind of interesting, because this was just one gateway. As we see, Twilight and Forge proxy to the top side. It's going to be Resonating Glaives in +1, so maybe a big +1 glaive timing could be in the works here. And obviously difficult for souL to scout with that kind of proxy placed to the top side. I'm just going to finish off what I was saying before, which is a recap of what's coming up over the next week. Tomorrow, New Year's Cup and a sponsored mobile stream. Look, this action stop happening when I start talking about other things. Ay. Okay. And then on Tuesday, I'm going to be flying to Poland to cast more of the IEM qualifiers, IEM Katowice qualifiers this time. I'm going to be back on the Thursday with more StarCraft 2. And from Friday the 5th onwards, we're going to be streaming 10+ hours a day for about 2 weeks straight. So loads of StarCraft coming up. Hit that follow button to see when we're going live with it all. Adept still applying pressure here. You do not commit to the shade, though. Obviously, Could not be the best of ideas at the current moment. Too many Marines in that location. There's extra gates coming up. Prism as well. Again, the Twilight and Forge on the way, and Couguar going to go for this big aggressive all-in with the Glaives and the Adepts to try and wrap up this game number 3 nice, quickly, and easily. This factory will finish it up on the natural expansion, so we'll also throw down the starport. Starport on the way up as well, and it's going to be seen a lone Adept leading the charge here. It's going to get very scary when the prison comes into the main base too, and one of the big things for souL is that he only has a bunker and marine production. Like, he doesn't have a tank or anything like that, and so a big Adept attack. He also doesn't even have a wall, which is usually a big thing with, you know, for dealing with Adept attacks. So we'll see now. These Adepts sat to the side. He's already moving units to the main base. We're going to see the Warpism. Well, maybe he can target down the Warpism. He is going to, and he gets the cancel. That's huge. That buys souL so much time here. I mean, even if you warp in up here, it's a long way to run, and you also lose all of the mobility of being able to just jump and warp into the main. That is absolutely crazy. As you're going to be seeing those Marines continue to come down in towards this bunker. A couple of Adepts shading back over to the side. This Observer coming in towards the upper left to get in towards the main base. Stimpack coming up, more Marines on the way out. I mean, it feels as though at this point souL's already held. He's going to have +1 of his own. The Stim's going to be huge to help as well, and he's, you know, now he knows what the intention was of his opponent. You can already see Blink on the way up from Couguar, looking to transition out of this and looking to continue moving through. By the way, just very quickly here, we do have an update from game number 2 of Bly versus Guru, which is that Bly just has a little bit too much here pushing across. He brings an end to Guru, and Bly does pick up game 2 of that best of 5, going 2-0 up himself and taking the lead in the series. Depth shading around still, War Prism heading in towards the main base, but this time there's missile turrets up to help stop it from being able to get in and warp into the main. And so again, just limiting what that Prism and where these Adepts can go. So you are going to be seeing the rest of these Adepts coming over to the left-hand side. More Adepts running in towards the third base. You're going to see so much bio shade attacks in. Those Adepts have to shade out. Right now, souL is completely controlling this third game. That snipe on the Prism was absolutely huge. And from there, it really did just give him the advantage to kind of move on through. Although this is a mistake, as there is not a completed wall. So the Adepts, albeit slowly, will be able to shade on through here. Like this, a little bit of a save, bringing some Marines up to the high ground. You see his bio army is going to start coming back along. That's really cute from Couguar. Recall away to keep those Adepts alive, because, you know, otherwise he is going to lose this much of a bio army, and he needs to keep these units alive, otherwise he will just die to the kind of follow-up attack from Bly. So he needs to keep that going as 4 medevacs. We'll start to move across the map from souL. I'm going to move away down towards the bottom right as Couguar once again. Proxy and Nexuses try and play this kind of tricky style. Dark Shrine on the way up, maybe looking to initiate a base trade. Depths and Sentries are going to be spotted here by an SCV. Good information. souL, though, already going to go in towards the main base. And that's going to be huge. Again, the Dark Shrine. Where even is the Dark Shrine? Over here, actually. Well, there's going to be absolutely nothing in this main, and probes are already just going to get massacred trying to leave. Everything in this main will go down. Nexus instantly, I guess he'll just turn for the natural very quickly, too. Meanwhile, a couple of Widow Mines here. Wall is up, and these Marines will stim to get ready to help out. He's going to kill this natural expansion as well right now. There's one more base which is building on the map. Right now, those probes have nowhere to go. And without anywhere to go, that's going to kind of suck for them. Just going to see souL already doing a lot here, and he is starting to defend at home as well. As we are going to be seeing the bio stimming once again. Adepts continue to drop. A couple of SCVs getting blocked up by the force fields. The force fields are actually very good here, and actually helps out quite a bit, but it looks as though the bio force is still going to be a bit too much. Perhaps there's just so much bio still fighting here. Sentries pulling in towards the back now. Stalkers will join the fray, but perhaps just a bit too late. souL's even on his way back up to the top left-hand side with this bio force, just realizing that if he can just clean this out, there's no way that this game goes any other sort of direction. And so he's just going to clean that up, and then he can go and clean up the rest of the buildings out on the map elsewhere. So we are going to be seeing Marines will stim in. That's going to be a dead Prism, perhaps. It is going to go down. Stalkers blink to the low ground, but Marauder is already chasing it down with a group of Marines. That's going to be most of the Stalkers going down. As you see, one Marine is just checking each base. He sees it to the bottom left, and so immediately lifts up and starts to head on a way down there, just getting set up and looking to chase that down. Alright, well this bio gonna go all the way towards that direction. Meanwhile, we see these probes are dropping as well, to the point where Couguar is just gonna type out GG, and souL will finish up with 3-0 here. A victory for him in this quarterfinal matchup, and he moves through to the semifinals, top 4, and that does guarantee him some prize money as well.